You're still the last thing my screen remembers, and somehow, so am I. I told myself one message was enough. No second thoughts, no chasing love. But every minute keeps stretching into hours. Every quiet room still sounds like yours. I read our old words without making a sound, searching for something that isn't there now. Maybe you're sleeping, maybe you've moved on. Maybe those are the same thing now. Last seen at 2:47, that's what time stopped for me. You never said goodbye, you just became a memory I could still see. Every night I unlock my phone, knowing nothing will change, still hoping your name lights up again. Coffee gets colder, morning comes anyway. People keep talking, I hear half of what they say. It's funny how a tiny green light can hold an entire goodbye. I close the app, then open it again, like maybe this time the ending changed. No more excuses, no more pretending. Silence can answer better than words. Last seen at 2:47, that's where I lost sleep. Not because you left, because I stayed where we used to be. Every night I tell myself this is the last time. Then I watch the same empty screen, waiting for nothing. If love had a timestamp, it would probably look just like this. One small line under your name, changing everything. Last seen at 2:47. I remember, but I won't call. Some stories never end, they just stop receiving replies. If tomorrow never brings your message, I'll still find a way to leave this night behind me. Typing, don't disappear. Three little dots, that's all it takes to make my heart beat, forget its place. Maybe this time you finally say everything we couldn't yesterday. I don't need forever, just one honest line. Something to tell me you crossed my mind. I saw it for a second, like the night was breathing again. Typing and nothing, just silence filling up the room. I watch hope fade in real time before it ever reached me. Maybe you changed your mind, maybe you closed your phone. Either way, I'm here, reading what was never sent. Funny how an unfinished sentence can hurt more than goodbye. I keep imagining words I'll never know, conversations that only existed behind your screen. Maybe you erased them like we never happened. Some endings don't need words, silence learns to speak, then nothing. Like we almost found each other again. 3 little dots, then empty space. That's the closest we've been in weeks. Maybe you wanted to stay, maybe you couldn't. Sometimes love disappears before the message ever arrives. Then nothing tonight. Then nothing tonight. Then nothing tonight. Then nothing tonight. That's all it says, nothing more. You opened every word I chose so carefully. Now all that's left is what you didn't say. I wasn't asking for forever, just one sentence to know where we stood. Is strange how silence can feel so loud when your name is still on my screen. Maybe you needed time, maybe you looked away, maybe the answer was never coming. Read but never reply. You left me between hope and goodbye. Every word reached your eyes, but none of them found their way back. I keep reading the same message, as if the ending might change tonight. Friends say don't think about it, but they don't know how easy it is to replay a conversation that stopped without warning. The hardest part wasn't losing you, it was wondering if you ever wanted to answer at all. Some doors close without a sound. Some hearts do the same. Read but never reply. That's how we disappeared, not with a fight, not with goodbye. Just a silence too heavy to hold. Still I unlock my phone at night, knowing nothing new will be there. Maybe no reply was the reply I never wanted to understand. Stop writing stories for your silence. If you ever think of me, I hope you remember I waited long enough. Seen and gone. It's 3 in the morning. Your name is still at the top But my screen, I could say everything. I probably won't. I type, how have you been? Then erased it. Type, I still think about you. Erase that too. It's strange how a few words can weigh more than everything I carry today. The room is quiet, the city's asleep, but somehow every silence still sounds like you. If I send this, will it change anything? Or am I just looking for another reason to miss you? I didn't send it, not because I stopped loving you. I didn't send it because I finally knew. Love isn't asking someone to come back, it's learning how to survive when they don't. Still, your name lives in my drafts every single night. There's a version of me still waiting outside your apartment, still buying your favorite coffee, still believing bad timing was the only thing standing between us. But life didn't pause when my heart, everyone else kept moving. I just got better at pretending. Maybe you don't miss me, maybe you haven't thought about me in months, and maybe that's exactly why I have to let this stay unsent. I read every line one last time, every apology, every memory, every I wish hidden between the words. Then I closed my eyes, pressed delete, and cried harder than I thought I would. I didn't send it because some stories don't need another chapter. I didn't send it because I deserve a morning that doesn't begin with waiting. If you ever wonder whether I wanted to reach out, I did more times than you'll ever know. I just chose to love you quietly for the last time. Draft deleted. Good night. I don't wait anymore. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Still, every vibration makes my heart answer first. I changed my wallpaper, deleted the pictures, muted every memory I knew how to find. But somehow your name survived in places I never thought to look. A cafe receipt, an old playlist, the notes I forgot I'd written. You left, yet nothing really left with you. I know it isn't you. Still, for half a second I let myself believe your name still glows on every screen inside my head. Even when my phone stays dark, I swear I moved on. Then one small moment brings you back, like you never left. Your name still glows long after the light went out. People say healing is slow. No one tells you it comes in circles. One good week, one bad night, one random song, and suddenly you're standing. And yesterday again, I'm tired of pretending. Memories of rules, they don't, they arrive. whenever they want. Maybe I don't miss who you are now. Maybe I miss who we were. If I could erase one thing, it wouldn't be your name. It would be the feeling that follows it, because every letter still carries a version of us that never got to grow old. Your name still glows up because I'm waiting, not because I'm hoping, but because some people become part of the way you remember love. Maybe tomorrow it'll hurt less, maybe not. Either way, I'll stop running from the lie you left behind. The screen goes dark. Your name doesn't. I told myself, don't look back, just keep walking. So why did my feet stop first? The street looks smaller now, or maybe I'm just carrying too much of yesterday. The coffee shop closed an hour ago, our table's still there, empty like it remembers. Before we forgot how cars keep passing, people keep laughing. It's strange how the world never notices when yours falls apart. One more step and this becomes a place I used to know. One more breath and I'll have to admit you're really gone. Just one more look, one more second to remember the way you smile without trying. One more look before I become someone who only knows you as a memory. Don't turn around, because if you do, I don't know if I'll be strong enough to leave this time. I don't miss the perfect days, I miss the ordinary ones. The way you'd steal my hoodie even when you had yours. The way you always walked half a step ahead, then reached back without looking funny. The smallest things outlive the biggest promises. Love didn't disappear, it just stopped having a place to go. Maybe that's why I keep looking back, not because I'm waiting for you, because I'm afraid one day I won't remember the sound of your laugh. And somehow that scares me more than losing you. One more look, then I'll leave. Not because I've forgotten, but because love shouldn't become a place you never escape. If we were meant to have another chance, it wouldn't live inside my memory. So this is it, one last looking for the first time. I don't follow what's already gone. I looked back only once. This time I kept walking. I read it again, maybe the 100th time, maybe the last. My thumb hovers over send, then over delete. I already know which one hurts more. started with hey. Nothing dramatic, nothing desperate, just a word trying to find its way back home. Then came the apology I never owed, the questions you never answered, the memories that still knew my address by heart. I kept writing like if I found the perfect sentence, we'd somehow find our way back to each other. But love doesn't return because a message is written. Well, some doors stay closed even when you knock softly. So I delete the draft line by line, word by word, goodbye without sending goodbye. Delete the draft like cutting the last thread, holding yesterday to tomorrow. You will never know everything. I finally learned how to say maybe you would've replied, maybe you wouldn't. Some questions become lighter the day you stop chasing their answers. I spent months trying to rewrite the ending as if love was an essay I could edit until it passed. Turns out some stories are beautiful because they remain unfinished. I don't need the perfect ending, I just need one I can live with. The hardest part wasn't losing you, it was losing the person who kept believing one more message could save us tonight. I finally said goodbye to him too. Delete the draft, not because you meant nothing, because you meant enough for me to stop begging the past to become my future. Delete the draft, close the screen, open a window for the first time. The night feels quiet, not empty, just quiet. Draft deleted, heart, heart, still healing, heart, but finally moving. It's not you, it never is anymore. Still, I look every single time. I don't even think now, my hand just reaches for the phone before my eyes are open. No reason, no expectation, just a habit that survived long after we did it. The room is dark, but the screen knows my face. It wakes up before I do, almost like it's waiting with me. Maybe tonight, maybe somehow, maybe no. I already know. No notifications, no, I miss you. No late night apology, no accidental call, just another blue light painting my hands while the silence learns my name. No notifications, but somehow every empty screen still reminds me of you. I don't miss the big moments anymore, I miss the random ones. You sending me a blurry picture because the sunset looked kinda nice. The voice note where you laugh before saying anything. The dumb memes I pretend not to find funny. Love doesn't disappear all at once, sometimes it leaves one notification at a time. The silence didn't arrive suddenly, grow message by message, day by day, until one day it sounded normal. I kept thinking closure would arrive like a message, a vibration, a name lighting up my screen. But maybe closure is quieter than that. Maybe it's the night you stop moments without realizing you finally forgot to wait. No new notifications, and tonight that's okay, because I finally understand some people don't come back, not because they hated you, because that chapter ended before yours. I still remember the sound of your messages, but I don't need another one to keep living. Battery 1%. So was my hope. Good night. You're online, so am I. Funny how close and how impossible can exist at the same time. A green little circle, that's all I see. Somewhere you're awake, maybe making tea, maybe watching some show we'd laugh at, maybe talking to somebody who isn't afraid to text you first. I tell myself it doesn't matter, then I notice I've been staring at your name for almost 10 minutes. One hey could cross this distance, but pride and pain always type faster. Another night online, another conversation we'll never have. We're breathing under the same sky, but living like strangers who know too much about each other. Another night online, so close I could almost believe we still exist, until the green light fades and reality logs back in. I wonder if someone gets your good night now, if someone knows your tired voice the way I used to. Maybe you've changed, maybe I have too. Maybe that's why we're just two names passing each other in silence. Not enemies, not lovers, just people who happen to be forever at the wrong time. Sometimes the hardest distance isn't measured in miles. It's one message neither person sends. If I reached out, would you smile? Would you hesitate? Would you ignore it? I'll never know, because tonight I'm finally learning that not every question needs an answer. Some are only here to teach us how to let go. Another night online, maybe this is enough to know you're somewhere. Still chasing mornings the way I'm chasing sleep. I don't need to be part of your tomorrow to be grateful you were once part of mine. So I'll close this app, close this chapter, and leave without saying the goodbye we both avoided online. Offline, offline, life goes on. I wasn't looking for you, I was looking for a photo. Somehow I found us instead. Nothing hurts quite like an old conversation you thought you'd forgotten. The messages are faded, once buried underneath work calls, spam texts, birthday wishes. But there you are, a little blue bubble still saying I'm outside. I made it home. Don't stay up too late. Back then, those words were just another Tuesday. Now, they feel like pieces of a life I can't visit anymore. Funny, the words never changed, only the people reading them did. That little blue message bubble still knows the version of me who believed we had forever. Every good morning, every drive safe, every I miss you still floating there like time forgot to erase us. I scroll a little farther and lose a little more of myself. People think you miss the kisses, the late night talks, the anniversary. Sometimes you miss something much smaller, the way you'd send a picture of your coffee with no caption. Because I already knew what you wanted to say. Love wasn't loud, it lived inside 100 tiny moments no one else would ever notice. I kept our messages because I thought I'd need them to remember you. Turns out I remembered even without them. My finger hovered over delete conversation for almost a minute. Not because I couldn't press it, because I knew deleting words would never delete the nights they came from. Some memories don't live inside your phone, they live inside your heartbeat. That little blue message bubble can stay, not as hope, not as regret, just proof that once someone loved me enough to say, text me when you get home. Maybe that's all this memory needs to be now. A chapter, not a destination. I close the conversation this time without looking back. Three days still unread. I used to think silence was the hardest answer. I was wrong. Sometimes no answer at all hurts even more. I know your number still by heart, even though I promised myself I'd forget it. I sent that message at 1:16. Read it twice, change one word, then press send. I thought the waiting would end there. I didn't know waiting could survive without hope. Every morning I unlock my phone like yesterday might have changed while I was asleep. It never does. You never opened it. Not the message, not the goodbye, not the part of me that stayed behind. When you walked away, you never opened it. So every word I finally found still belongs to no one, and somehow that hurts more than rejection. Maybe you blocked the number, maybe you changed your phone, maybe you saw my name and decided some doors should stay closed. I used to imagine 100 reasons that protected my heart. Now the simplest one feels the most honest. You just didn't want to open it. Love is in different ways. Ours ended with the notification that never came. If I could take back that last message, I wouldn't, because those words were never written to bring you back. They were written for the version of me who still believes silence meant not yet. Tonight I finally understand, sometimes silence means it's over, and that's enough. You never opened it, but I did. I opened the truth. I opened the morning I've been avoiding. I opened a life that doesn't wait for unread messages. Maybe one day you'll see my name and wonder how I've been by then. I hope I'm no longer looking at this screen. The message will stay unread. My life, the message will stay unread. My life, the room feels different. Nothing changed except I didn't reach for my phone. I used to measure every day by whether you cross my mind. Now you still do, just not enough to stop me from living. I walked past our street today, didn't turn around, not because it stopped hurting, because I finally knew where I was going. Maybe we weren't forever, maybe we were only exactly what we needed back then, and somehow that's enough. After the last text, life kept writing new chapters without asking if I was ready. After the last text, the nights became quieter, not because I forgot you, because I stopped fighting the silence. You became a memory, not a destination. I still hear certain songs and think of you. I still smile at stupid jokes you would've loved. Maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe it's carrying the good without dragging the pain. If someone says your name now, my heart doesn't race, it simply remembers, then lets go. There was a time I thought the last message would decide how our story ended. I was wrong, stories don't end with words, they end the day you stop needing another one. And I think that day is finally here. After the last text, I found the version of me who existed before we met. He's different now, softer, stronger, less afraid to lose. If love finds me again, I won't compare anyone to you, because you were never supposed to become the rest of my life. You were simply a chapter I'll always read with kindness. No notifications, no unread messages, just mourning. And for the first time, that feels like enough.